pipeline plan is, as I say, a 12-month rolling plan of projects showing the key milestones for timings for those projects based on what you know at the moment. And the trick here is not to try to be 100% accurate, because that will just get in the way. The trick here is just to plan the plannable. So take the marketing calendar, which usually lists potential projects, turn them into a pipeline plan which shows the key milestones, the start and the finish dates. And that will give you the information and data you need to then start using that information to your advantage. So, for example, with that information, you could choose to start issuing project plans much earlier. Quite often, the project plan is created at the stage of the creative brief, by which time you've probably lost a bit of the battle for time. It's much better to get in first with the project plan before the project's even started. And you could actually go a step further than that and run project planning sessions with a representative sample of the roles that will work on that project. And we find this works brilliantly. Actually, one is that, first of all, you get a project plan which everybody has had a part in has had a part in creating, and secondly, it really bonds a team at the beginning of a project, and everybody agrees how we're going to run it. We've all got clear expectations of who's doing what and when, and you just get that real team spirit right at the beginning of the project, rather than waiting for it to develop during the life of the project. So you get people collaborating more effectively, and you get fewer problems, makes you look good. You run the meeting. It makes a significant difference to the effectiveness of creative operations. So that would be our first simple, straightforward solution for more effective creative operations.
Everyone does it their own way. I think this happens in every agency where you have lots of people that like to work in a way of working that suits them. And this usually happens when your process either isn't clear, it isn't communicated clearly enough, or that the process hasn't been designed to include all the requirements needed by your business. And it's a human behavior that people fall back into doing what they know. It's like muscle memory, and you have to retrain the muscles. So in these circumstances, you know, people will fall back to what works personally for them, and before you know it, you have a very fragmented organization and multiple processes. And this is going to sound really obvious, but you know, the big thing you need is that clearly defined way of working, and this speaks to the process point of the diamond. You know, some creative businesses proudly declare they don't have a process. You know I've worked for agencies where I used to hear the leadership team bang on about the fact that we didn't have a process, and of course we did. You know, they just wasn't aware of it because it worked for them. And process is only ever really discussed, particularly at leadership level, when it is not working, and that is both a blessing and a curse. I used to be quite proud of the fact that, you know, the process that I had created was so smooth that, you know, people didn't feel it. But the truth was, what you don't know and what you don't know you need, you can't value. So the first place to start is to ensure you have the buy-in and full support of your exec board, and that they know what you're doing. So without the support of exec sponsors, you won't get the support for change. They won't understand the value of what you're doing, and what the value of what a good process brings to the efficiency and the bottom line margin of their organisation.